afternoon, everybody. This is Jamie Erskine, and I have the privilege of speaking with Santina, who is the owner of Boom Studios. Santina, how are you
Hello.
today?
I
Hello.
am doing great, thank you. How are you?
We are doing good. I feel like,
Good.
this warm, sunnier weather is bringing new life, and so it's really good to enjoy some outside
Absolutely.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It makes everybody feel so much better when the sun's out.
It's so true. It's so
Yep.
true. Okay,
Yep.
so tell us a little bit. It looks like you're in your studio right now. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I am. Go ahead, sorry.
This is your Boom studio. I'd love to hear about it.
Yes. So right now we're in the garage that we turned into a studio for our current times.
Yeah,
So I'm not in my normal studio space, but we
right.
decided to turn it into this space so that all our students will feel a little bit more connected to us and to what we're doing, and feel a part of the community and a part of their dance family.
I love it.
So that's where I am right now. But Boom Studios, we're pretty much a dance school. We're located in West Seattle usually when we're able to be in person.
Okay.
And yeah, we do kids and adult classes, and we have a huge focus around just getting our bodies moving, feeling confident in our bodies, and understanding how they work and how they move, as opposed to like almost dancing like robots. We really like the
Right.
personality to come out in everybody and for them to feel comfortable and feel at home with us. So
I
yeah.
love that. Okay, so tell me a little bit. You usually are in a studio in West Seattle. And how did this get started? How long have you been doing this? What was kind of the
Yeah.
motivation for it? I
Yeah,
love it. It sounds amazing.
thank you. So originally, I'm actually from Australia. Originally, I was born and raised in Adelaide, South Australia, and I came down to Seattle, or actually Philadelphia, as an au pair. And when I moved to Seattle, I ended up really noticing how much that Seattle loved ballet and modern and contemporary styles. And
Mm.
I am definitely a bit of an alternative dancer. And so
Okay.
while I studied ballet and jazz and all of that, I really saw a need for kids classes, and I saw a need for hip hop and all those other styles that are, different to the ballet
Sure.
and the technique.
Yeah.
So I got started in West Seattle, working with community centers. Actually, we were a split partnership together, collaborating, where they would provide the space and we'll provide the teachers. And so I built up the business starting in 2016, actually,
Okay.
working with those community centers. And then we eventually moved out onto our own and renting a studio space, and it's just
Wow.
continued to grow from there. So it's been really awesome.
That's amazing. And so tell me
Yeah.
a little bit, you work with community centers. I know you said you also have adult classes. So what's kind of before the pandemic and before quarantine, what was kind of a weekly schedule like, or what type of classes were you offering on a
Yeah.
daily basis?
Oh my goodness. Okay, the weekly schedule before everything hit.
Yeah.
So we're no longer with the community centers now, but we decided
Okay.
to open some daycare programs where we would go out to daycares and preschools and we would teach with them. So 5 days a week in the mornings, I would teach from 9 to 12 at different daycares
Wow.
across Seattle, which is really awesome because we
Yeah.
get to reach those kiddos that are ages 3 to 5 and help them with moving their bodies and learning all those cognitive skills.
Yeah.
So that was the first part of my day, and then the next part would normally be either an enrichment program at an elementary school, which is normally after school because
Okay.
Seattle changed all the bell times, so we needed some extra care. So
Okay.
we would jump in and provide dance classes in the enrichment programs, and then
Cool.
also classes at our studios. So we're a little bit everywhere because we like to really impact the community and get out there as much as we
Wow.
can. Yeah.
That's so great. And so how many people are on your team? How many teachers do you guys have working together?
Just me now.
What? Oh my
Just
goodness.
me. Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to have a bit of a team, and then we decided, because we were moving things differently for the business, that we are
Yeah.
just going to focus on it with me. And then
Okay.
hopefully when everything's over, we will be hopefully looking to add people to our team. So
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
That's a busy
Yep.
day for one person. That's a lot of
Very
movement.
busy. Yes, it is.
I
Always
love it.
dancing.
Well, I've got two kiddos at home, and I can testify that having some sort of movement like that and what sounds like to be so creative and so encouraging for them is
Yeah,
so important and is so helpful and
absolutely.
needed. So tell me now, how have you guys, obviously your space has changed. You went from your
Yes.
studio in Seattle to garage. What are
Yep.
other ways you guys you've shifted, and what are you kind of doing now to provide service for people?
Yeah, so right now, as with everybody else, we've moved everything online, which
Yeah.
wasn't an easy feat. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody else can attest to that as well. So we moved all our studio classes online, and we have them still running weekly, which were like a pre-registration thing.
Okay.
But we do have some other classes that we've put on, and we're still continuing to build additional classes to add to the community. We currently have a PE dance party class, which runs
Ooh.
every Monday and Wednesday.
Okay.
Super fun for the kiddos aged about 4 to 12. And it's pretty much like our version of Go Noodle. Do you know what Go Noodle is? Have you
I've
heard of Go
heard of
Noodle?
that, but I don't know if I've
Yeah.
actually watched it.
Okay, Go Noodle is pretty much like Just Dance, Dance Revolution, all of those
Okay.
where you're following the movements along with the teacher in front of you.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So we're doing that for 45 minutes on Mondays and Wednesdays. And the best part, Jamie, is that at home with the families, like trying to get the kiddos moving, it's a really great way for them to have PE and exercise, keep their bodies active, keep moving, and have fun because we're dancing to upbeat music. So why not?
Yes.
Yeah. And what's been really cool about it is that the adults and the families have been joining as well because they also want an outlet to exercise, but also like a really cool way for them to bond with their families in a different manner that's not like pushing schoolwork or academics or other battles that maybe they don't want to choose to fight right now. So that's been really great. And then we also have our adult virtual adult grooves class, which is on Tuesdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And what's really cool about this is that it's all focusing on the confidence within our bodies, connecting with other people, releasing those endorphins, and seriously just having fun, just like having your own you time to step away from, you know, no matter how bad your day might be, coming away and feeling really great that you did something for yourself. So currently that's what we've got going on.
I love that. There is definitely something so cathartic about good music and community and just dancing. So I can totally see the draw in that. I love that. So basically, if I have my kiddos at home, is there like, do they log into your website? Are you offering, is it a pay by class, or how does it work for people to get connected with you?
Yeah, so right now it's going to our website and logging on, well, sorry, not actually logging on to a portal, but choosing whichever class that you want to do. All of those classes I mentioned drop in, so you can join on Monday for PE, join on the Tuesday if you want to, not join on the Wednesday. It doesn't matter. They can all be taken separately. And so you just go to the website to sign up. And I forgot to mention, Jamie, we've actually been working on I guess a Netflix for dance called Boom Nation, and we're hoping to release that soon. I'm doing all the back end, so hopefully we'll get there, but pretty much like an unlimited library of dance videos and activities and resources for kids and adults. So yeah, so we're definitely working on that in the background as well.
Nice. I love that. Okay. And so let's talk a little bit. I know you talked about shifting. It sounds like you've made changes. You're adapting. What have you, how would you encourage other business owners? Because you're absolutely right when you say it's been a challenge and you are sure other people have experienced these challenges.
100%.
What kind of encouragement or ways that you would say, this is what I've learned, this is what I'm encouraging other business owners to do? Any feedback on that?
Man, I would have to say, I feel like not just as a business owner, but everybody, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. One day I feel up, the next day I feel down. And so I think as a business owner, just really continuing to plug away at it, no matter how it's feeling, because you are going to hit those roadblocks. You're going to hit those blocks where you're like, I'm done. This is not working. I don't want to do this anymore. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're anything like me, you want to impact the community, you want to serve the community, you want to provide for them. And so you're going to keep pushing until you can get that result that you need. And so I would say hang in there as best as you can and just keep pushing, just keep going, because you can do this. We can all do this. We're in it together. And we're going to get through it.
That. And I just love that you got creative enough to change your garage into an adaptable space. I like, you know, my heart goes out to people where there's some shops and there's some restaurants that it was an adjustment, and it's all relative, right? But at the same time, a service that is an in-person dance class is really hard to shift to an online virtual experience. I love that you were able to do that and that you're making it work. Yeah,
thank you. So we're learning along the way. We're changing things in our classes because obviously, well, actually I'm not sure if everybody knows, but when you're teaching in person, it can be completely different to teaching online. And so you really have to find those ways to connect with the students so that they feel good about themselves when they're leaving the studio space, the virtual space. It's tough, but it's okay. We can do it.
Yeah, and what a great mission that overall your goal is that people feel great. I just think
Yeah,
any company whose job it is to encourage people, and you are so right when you said earlier, as parents, you know, we are trying every morning to get some schoolwork done, and we hit a lull probably around 11:30
absolutely.
every morning where I'm like, okay, get outside, just go do something,
Done,
jump. I don't
done.
care. Yeah, I'm tapping out. And so I just love that you recognize that, and
Yeah,
that you're offering a service for the whole family to kind of just be at a place where it's not anything but fun and letting loose. So what a
absolutely.
great
And
mission.
hey, you know what, Jamie? If the adults or parents decide they don't want to join, they don't have to either. They can
Sure.
totally slip away
Yeah,
for
yeah.
45 minutes and
Yeah,
get their own time. Yes, peace. Have
yeah.
fun, Misty. Yeah.
I
So
love
yeah, no, that's
that.
awesome.
Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit moving forward. You've
Yeah.
got these virtual classes, and
Yep.
so what are kind of your hopes for the future? What are you hoping to do, and then eventually, you know, once maybe we're back to normal life, what would Boom Studios look like?
Yeah, you know, that's such a great question. Actually, I was having a meeting with my wife. My wife actually helps me with the business a lot.
Okay,
And she's my sounding board. She's there
nice.
100%. And I'm like,
Yes,
hey, everyone calls her Miss Danny. Miss Danny, what do you think about XYZ? You know,
right.
so we've been having these meetings a lot and trying to figure out where we're going to go moving forward.
Yeah,
And so I think that right now we are obviously really trying to work with the online space and figure out what programs we can add on and continue to offer as we are all going through the phases of being able to go back to work, you know, from Governor
sure.
Inslee. And so I think for us, you know, we sent out a survey to our parents to find out when they would want to come back to class, feasibly, what would work for them if we were all able to go back. So we're
Right.
kind of just working on what that would look like for us. Unfortunately, our summer camps, which were going to be outdoors at Lincoln Park all summer, we're probably most likely going to cancel. Our recital got
Okay.
cancelled.
Sure.
But we're hoping that we'll be back in the studio hopefully by January of next year, no later, if there's nothing else going on, nothing else hitting.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so lots of changes, lots of. I really don't have a definite answer for you on that one yet because we're still kind of going with the ebbs and flows and seeing
Yeah.
how everything goes. You know?
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I see somebody was kind of talking about if you're location wise, do you think as time goes on and as you guys grow, and I mean even if it's years away, would you start opening other studios? Is there any sort of
Yeah.
plan or goals to expand in that capacity?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I was just talking to a nonprofit organization called Arts with a Purpose that's here in Seattle, and they actually go out to juvenile detention centers and teach movement and dance through them. And so we're looking at possibly partnering with those sorts of businesses to open other locations or collaborate together.
Okay.
You know, so definitely looking at hopefully opening another studio space, maybe in Seattle, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see where we go. But yeah, definitely. For me, everything is open. I never say
I
no
love
to
that.
anything. I am
Yeah.
very much like, okay, you have an idea. Let's see how we can make that work. And at the moment, we're really collaborating with businesses to really figure out how we can connect together as a team and
Yeah.
go out there and hit the community. So yeah.
I love that. That's so great. So speaking of the community, you know, the whole reason
Yeah.
why we're doing these interviews is so that you get a chance to share what are ways we as a community can be just supporting you guys.
Sure.
What are some things? I know we talked on the side about you even wanting to do a little giveaway today, but what are some
Yes.
things that we can be doing that just spread the word about who you guys are, what you're doing,
Yeah.
and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would love to see you guys come and take one of our virtual classes. That would be amazing.
So fun.
Our online PE classes or our adult classes and anything else that we can come up with in that meantime. So that would be amazing. Or even just honestly following us on social media and supporting
Yeah.
what we're trying to do in the community. That would be just as good as attending one of our classes. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fun. So do you have a chance to show us a little bit, just kind of your setup in the garage? How have you
Sure.
transformed your garage into your studio?
Okay, and please take note, this was my wife that did this. I had no hand in any of this except for
I
I
love
want
it.
this here, I want that there.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna step back here. And right here we have, I'm just gonna adjust that camera there. So we just have our flooring here because I need some space to be able to dance. And our
Yeah.
curtains at the back, it's very small, it's not very big at the moment. And our signs, and then in front of me over here, I have curtains in front of me so that I'm not getting distracted by everything else that's happening out there. So it's
Yeah.
kind of small at the moment, but it works. It does the job for what we need.
I love that. And when
Yeah.
you're doing these classes, are you live? Are you teaching this Like, and so people are
100%.
interacting. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
That's
yes, and
really
that's a good
impressive.
point. Yes, interaction. Yes, which I think is so important right now, especially with
Mhm.
the connection
Yeah.
between humans. Like we've lost all that connection, so I feel like the
Yeah.
interaction is super important.
Yep.
You know, touching base with the students and their emotional and physical well-being before we get into
Yes.
class, and I mean
Yeah.
that's all part of the process for us. So yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. And that's really
Yeah,
helpful to know because I have two little girls and they love dance videos and we'll try to find
yeah,
something on YouTube and like recreate
sure.
it. And we're like, I don't know what that move is, and we can't talk to them. So the fact that even just as an instructor, you're there to
Yeah,
give feedback and help, I think is huge. So
absolutely,
definitely,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Santina, it's been so great chatting with you. I would love, so just moving forward, if people are interested, we're going to put notes for your website and then as
Yeah,
well as
great.
your social media pages. And then did you
Okay.
want to share before we go just kind of the idea of your giveaway that you have?
Yes, thank you, because I
Yeah.
absolutely forgot to mention that. So
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
so much. So for our giveaway, you guys, we are wanting to give away two kids PE dance party classes and two adult classes. And what I really want to know from you guys, drop a comment below and let us know who you would come to class with or who you would dance online with. I want to know because we all have friends that we would love to take
yes,
and go to
yeah,
class with, and it's always better when you have a friend with you. So let us
absolutely.
know, yeah, who you would take to class, and let's see who gets those giveaways.
I love that. And honestly, for me to go to any sort of exercise class at all, it has to be with
Yeah,
a friend. So I can think of
absolutely.
a handful of people that would be on my list as far as it, to get
Yes,
me to go and do something. So that's
that's
great.
awesome. Well, Jamie, you'll have to make sure to comment below.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, dibs. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you for your time. And I
Yes,
look
thank
forward
you.
to checking out your website and hopefully checking out your
Yes,
studio one of these days in person. I feel like
yes,
that is going to be where
absolutely.
the real fun happens for sure.
I would so love
Awesome.
that. Thank you so much for having me today. And thank you for creating the Pacific Northwest Strong campaign. You guys are amazing for
Oh, thank
spotlighting
you.
businesses and just taking that time to help the community in the way that you can. So thank you.
Oh, awesome. Well, you make this job very easy, and it is so great to
Oh,
hear about a company that is just encouraging the community like you are. So thanks for
oh.
your time, and we will chat to you later.
Will do. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Jamie. Bye.
bye.